Right, we've got the frame rubbed down as much as it is, but just there's a little bit it needs doing, but I want to try and get the engine in. Now, the way this kit's constructed, like a lot of other kits, is you put the frame together with the engine. So basically, you paint the frame, you paint the engine, and then you will assemble the engine in the frame and sandwich it like a sandwich. Now, that's not really ever worked for me. The main reason that is because the engine and the frame is two different colours. So although they're both black, the frame is going to be a gloss black and the engine is going to be a semi-gloss black. So either way, you're going to have glue lines. If you assemble the engine, so you can paint the engine, but when you put it in the frame and you glue the frame together, you're going to have seam lines and you're going to have glue lines on the frame. No matter how clever you are with glue, you're always going to get glue lines. And that's not how the bike's built in real life anyway. I try and build, if you can, try and build how the bike's assembled. They'll assemble the frame and then they'll install the engine. Now, in this case, the engine's going to have to be modified and the frame's going to have to be modified to fit. So basically what they do is they put pins, plastic pins, to locate the engine. So basically when you put the engine in to the frame, you've got the front locating one, put the back bit in. This is a chrome bit that I've stripped. So you'll put the back piece in and then you'll put the front piece in. So what they'll do is they'll sandwich the frame in there like that. What I'm going to do is this part here needs to be cut off and it needs to be glued to the engine, because that's, looking on the real bike, that is part of the engine rather than part of the frame. So that'll be cut off. These front section tabs, these bits, I'll cut those off, both of those, and drill a hole through. So where that basically that's meant to represent obviously a bolt. Well, it's going to be a real bolt in the end, because that's what's going to hold the engine in. So I'll cut those sections off, cut that section off, and then I will drill a hole through to represent the bolt. So that'll be at the front bolt end, and then I'll also drill that one out at the bottom, cut the head off where the bolt will actually mark the hole for me. So if you pre-mark that, you can drill that straight through, and then I'll also drill into that section and thread it. So as the bolt goes through, it will hold the front piece in at the same time. So that will actually secure the engine as it would have been in the real bike. That way the engine can be pre-painted, the frame can be pre-painted, and then both brought together separately. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably glue the frame together and finish off assembling the frame, because I can drill those and do those after the frame's assembled. I don't know yet. Let's see how that goes. The thing what you have to remember is obviously to get the engine in. Now on this one I've had to leave the head off. So basically I've assembled the head of the bike and it obviously fits together. Obviously it's not been painted or anything yet, but it's going to probably have to be on this particular bike where you have to leave the head off. So you'll pre-paint it to the base colour and put some of the detailing on. I'll have to see what I can put on before I put it into the frame. So then you'd install the lower end of the engine and screw that in, and then you would slide in the head, and then you'd actually pre-glue that, and then you'd actually glue that while the thing's in situ in the frame. Again, I'll have to have a look at that a little bit further down the line, but it's looking that's going to have to be the way of doing it. It's all after going to be primed yet anyway, so it's not going to be the black plastic. It's all going to be as a primed medium, but that's the way I'm looking at. The other bits I've got, the other chrome parts I've got in bleach at the minute. I'm just stripping them back because the chroming it's not very good anyway on this. I don't really like the actual chrome parts. They just look a little bit fake to me. So it's all going to be stripped back and it's going to be chrome foiled. So in that way, it'll just look a little bit better. But I just thought I'd give you a little bit more of a catch up on the frame. So I'll catch you in the next one.